The co-listing separate representation standard form allows multiple sellers to each have their own designated agent to represent them in the sale of a property. This can be helpful, for example, where the seller's interests are not aligned, or the sellers are in the middle of a dispute, such as a divorce or the breakdown of a family relationship. Situations like these are not easy to go through. Unfortunately, many people experience these situations, and the stress and heartache of dividing assets, including the family home and other shared property, adds another layer of complexity. Sometimes, it may not be in the seller's best interest for the designated agents to represent both sellers jointly. When the designated agents jointly represent the sellers under a joint co-listing, the designated agents would have fiduciary duties to all sellers, which would include a duty to disclose anything shared with them about the listing or sale of the property with the other sellers. The co-listing separate representation form offers the ability for each seller to have their own designated agent who will represent their interest in the sale of the property. Now, what does this mean? This means that each seller would enter into a listing contract with the realtor of their choice to represent them and only them in the sale of their interest in the property. Those listing contracts create the agency relationship and fiduciary duties between each brokerage and its respective seller. To create the co-listing with separate representation, the sellers, their designated agents, and their brokerages will then enter into a co-listing separate representation form to acknowledge that the brokerage for each designated agent has a listing contract with their respective seller. The co-listing separate representation form amends certain sections of those listing contracts to allow the sellers to determine mutually agreed upon terms such as listing price, brokerage remuneration, and the expiration date. With separate representation, the sellers limit their potential number of joint decisions that need to be made, and each seller gets the benefit of having their own realtor who can advise them in confidence regarding the sale of the property. As a seller, there are circumstances where having your own representation may be in your best interest. Using a co-listing separate representation form may be a way for sellers who co-own property and want to have separate representation to do this. Before entering into a co-listing separate representation, it is important to discuss the implications with your realtor and obtain legal advice to confirm that this is the right type of representation for you. All parties are better protected when each party knows what they can expect from the other and what is expected from them. If you have any questions about the co-listing separate representation form or other forms used in a real estate transaction in BC, ask your realtor. Realtors are here to help.